Welcome back to the show. It's the second hour. Good morning, and we take you straight to Mombasa County, bringing our reporter Fred Kai, joining us live with an update on the salvage operations that are currently underway. Remember, yesterday, ferry operations were interrupted twice to enable the divers conduct this operation. Still no fruit so far, but what is the latest from your end, Kai, and what can we expect from Mombasa in as far as this story is concerned today?
Good morning to you, Sam and Shiksha in studio. Na tunakujia leo ikiwa ni siku ya 5 ya kuhusu zoezi zima hili la uopoaji basi wa gari lile na miili ya wapendwa hawa wawili kutoka ndani ya bahari hii. Na kwa sasa basi shughuli zinaendelea katika bahari hii, tukiona kwamba wapigaji mbizi basi wanaendelea kusaka miili hii. Na vile vile pale jana tuliweza kuambia kwamba zoezi hili basi halingeweza kusitishwa hata usiku, wangeza kubwaga vidubwasha ndani ya maji haya ili kuendeleza zoezi hili kupitia kamera. Manake kamera hizi basi ziko na uwezo wa kuweza kuona chini kabisa iwapo basi maji angekuwa yametulia. Kwa hivyo mpigaji picha wangu ataweza kuelekeza tu kamera hii katika wapigaji mbizi ambao wako tayari kuendeleza zoezi hili, na wanaweza tu kufanya juhudi zote zile ili kuhakiki kwamba basi wataweza kupata lolote. Lakini itakumbukwa kwamba pale jana tuliweza kushuka, tuliweza kuingia katika bahari hii na boti, na tuliweza tu kuona baada tu ya kutumbukiza kamera ile ama roboti lile ambayo ilikuwa imewekwa kamera, na ilipoifika chini ya maji basi halikuweza kuona chochote kwa sababu kulikuwa kule chini ni kuchafu mno. Kulikuwa tu ni vumbi ambayo lingeweza kuleta kwenye kompyuta ile. Kwa hivyo wapigaji mbizi hao walikuwa na wakati mgumu kuweza kuona ni vipi basi wataweza kuwafikia. Na pale jana tuliweza kuambia kwamba walikuwa wameweza tu kuwafikia maeneo 15 na maeneo 14, na tayari pale jana walikuwa washakagua maeneo 5 na yalikuwa yamesalia maeneo 9, na wanahakiki kwamba endapo basi maeneo hayo yote 9 yataweza kukaguliwa vilivyo hii leo, wana imani kwamba wataweza kupata katika baadhi tu ya yale maeneo 9 mojawapo basi inaweza kuwa pengine itakuwa ni gari lile. Kwa hivyo wataweza tu kuendeleza zoezi zima hili, wahakikishe kwamba mambo yanaweza kuendelea, ukombozi huu ama uopoaji huu basi unaendelezwa tu kwa njia ya umakinifu, kwa sababu pia tunaweza kuona kwamba vile vile ni maafisa mbalimbali, vitengo mbalimbali vya maafisa hawa washikadau hawa wa wapigaji mbizi wameweza kushirikiana kwa kwamba wataweza kuopoa miili ile pamoja na gari lile. Na itakukumbuka kwamba wakati wowote kuanzia sasa shughuli tu za usafiri katika kivuko hichi cha Likoni basi huenda zikaweza kukatizwa kwa muda ili kuwapatia fursa ya wapigaji mbizi hawa kuendeleza shughuli ile. Na vile vile jambo ambalo pengine litaweza kuleta mkanganyiko ni kwamba hii leo basi asubuhi ya leo kumeweza kunyesha mno, na kwa hivyo mvua ile basi huenda vile vile ikaweza kusababisha kuonekana kule chini kukawa vigumu kama vile vile jana. Kwa hivyo tutaweza kusubiri kuweza kuongea tu na msemaji wa serikali atuambie ni yapi ambayo wameafikia kuanzia pale jana usiku, ni nini walichoona, na kufikia sasa ni mambo yapi yataweza kuendelezwa, na kuona kwamba basi tuweze kuwataarifisha watazamaji wetu yanayojiri kutoka maeneo haya. Ikumbukwe kwamba ni zoezi ambalo limejawa tu na changamoto si haba, kwa sababu kama hawawezi kuona pale chini basi itakuwa vigumu kwa wao kuweza kuhakiki ni vipi wataweza kupata. Na vile vile wapigaji mbizi wanaweza kusema kwamba wana mbinu kadha wa kadha ambazo wataweza kutumia, kama vile kuweza kushuka chini na kamba na kuweza kuzunguka maeneo kadha wa kadha yale ambayo pengine yameweza kuambiwa kwamba pengine kuna ati kwamba huweza kukawa na gari lile. Kwa hivyo wataweza kuzungusha kamba chini ya maji, na iwapo kamba ile basi itaweza kugusa lolote pale chini, hivyo basi wataweza kuhakikisha kivilivyo kuona kwamba mahali pale basi wameweza kupazunguka na kuweza kuhakiki hakuna lolote. Kwa hivyo tutakuwa hapa tuongee na msemaji wa serikali na tuzidi kuwapasha wa Kenya yale yote yanayojiri kutoka maeneo haya ya Likoni. Kutoka kaunti ya Mombasa na kurejesheni kwenu studio, Shiksha na Sam.
Thank you so much, Fred Kai, for that update live from Mombasa. Right behind him is a ferry, and it indicates that as of now, no interruptions can be reported from Mombasa in as far as the ferry operations are concerned. Remember, yesterday they were interrupted twice, that is at around 9 and 4 p.m. and that is just to give the divers ample time and ample environment to conduct the salvage operations. Now today, Fred Kai tells us that we should expect much more from this region, and still the team on the ground that is led by Principal Secretary Esther Koimet is still conducting the operations. But remember, also from the side of the family of the two, that is the mother and the daughter, they had indicated that they would appreciate at least some privacy, and whatever needs to be done be left to them as well as the national government, so that they are in a position to get this issue over and done with once and for all. However, will that be possible? Because this incident bears light or sheds light on some of the loopholes that are currently hindering proper operations within the ferry services, issues to do with safety, basic guidelines, things that have been ignored even by commuters, or rather the people who use the ferry on a daily basis. So we will be looking into some of these issues during our subsequent bulletins. We shall be letting you know maybe exactly what you need to observe as you board a ferry, what are the do's, what are the don'ts, because that will be all too critical. Remember, that is not the only issue that is happening today. From the courts, we have a return of the Toba Cohen murder case, and today, being a Thursday, Justice Stella Mutuku did indicate that she will be giving a determination on two issues. One, she will be presiding over Stella Wairimo taking plea on whether or not she is guilty of the murder of Dutch tycoon Tob Cohen. She will also be giving direction as to whether Philip Murgo, the lead defense counsel, is suitable to continue representing Sarah Wairimo, owing to the fact that the court had already ascertained that he is still gazetted as a public prosecutor with the office of the DPP. So those are some of the issues that we are following up for you today, and we shall keep updating of feedback. Now, British High Commissioner to Kenya, that is Her Excellency Jane Marriott, has this morning hosted a breakfast event to mark Kenya's first ever certified corporate green bond. Now, the 5 billion shilling bond will fund affordable university housing. Among those who attended this breakfast meeting is Governor of the Central Bank of Kenya, that is Dr. Patrick Njoroge. And right now we are joined by our reporter Jimmy Mbogo, who has been on this story for the better part of this morning and now joins us live with an update in terms of what exactly came forth from the Intercontinental Hotel today.
To Sam. Yes, we're currently following a conversation, a very interesting conversation that is about green financing. Now, Econ, that is Econ Holding, which was the first group to issue a green bond in the Kenyan market and in the larger East African market, have had a return of about 4.3 billion shillings out of that being out of their target, which was about 2 billion shillings. And as you would expect now, this sends a positive message across for all investors who would want to invest in green bonds rather. And as you would expect, most of the returns from any green bond would actually be expected to go towards environmental friendly projects. And just to speak to us about what this portends for other investors, I am currently joined by the CEO of the Nairobi Securities Exchange, that is Dr. Jeffrey Odundo. Jeff, thank you so much for speaking to us. In terms of institutional investors, what does this? What kind of message does this send to them?
I think it speaks about a new asset class coming to the market, and now we have a broader offering to fund managers to invest in. So, out of the fixed income segment, now they can invest in treasury bonds, corporate bonds, and now green bonds. So it speaks to the broadening of the offering that fund managers can access today, which has been one of the things that the NSE is driving. How can we bring more products to the market? So the green bond is giving an opportunity for investors to not only invest in for returns, but also make an impact on the community that really they operate in. And that's really the advantage of having a green bond.
All right, now from some of the investors that have invested in the first green issues, we've seen the likes of pension scheme, we've seen the likes of banks, and also the FDIs coming into the market. In terms of when we look to the future prospects, do we see this same class of investors still going in, or are you sort of making plans to ensure that you also reach out to other investors?
So this first program has attracted what I would call institutional investors. And normally when a new product comes to market, the institutional investors provide like the direction or the confidence to the issue. And that's what has happened with this Econ Green Bond. Now, going forward, we are going to see the investment profile changing. We are going to see more investors coming through. For instance, on green bonds, it normally attract social impact investors. So you'd like to see a lot of more social impact investment organizations coming in. Retail. The retail investors are also likely to look in this direction because they are retail people who are more into how do they help society, and they've never had an avenue to do that. So they get a decent return, but they also help society. So we're going to see a retail pool of investors coming through, and this is going to be happen. So the complexion of the future issuances is going to change in a big way, and we do see this becoming a very attractive asset class for all types of investors.
All right, just besides the issues of tax exemption from the green bonds that are going to be issued in the market, what are the incentives that you probably are working on to ensure that we get more investors coming into the Kenyan market?
So the bond program has been there for quite a while. As a Kenyan capital markets, we've been out to offer a lot of bonds in the market. I think we're looking at further enhancing these bonds to attract various forms of investors. We are now looking at how we can broaden this. We are looking at how to attract a new class of investors. For instance, we've got the Islamic bonds market, which we need to look at, and how can we also have a wrapper around Islamic products and Islamic finance, and these are now future directions that will bring us a new class of investors. We have been discussing, can this bond also be issued on the Emakiba platform to make it more accessible to retail? Because right now it's more like a restricted offer, just to an asset class of few asset class of people, but can we open it up to the public, to a wider retail public? So that's something we're looking at. So I think there's a lot of incentives that are still going to come. As you know, the retail, for instance, provides easy access on the market, easy access to get in and get out, and we're going to look at that option. So there's going to be a lot of benefits supporting this, but of course the tax incentive has been one very attractive one, and it's really led to the success of this issuance.
All right, lastly, we have talked about the futures market, and what are you currently seeing in terms of the trend that has been going on since its introduction to the Kenyan NSE?
So this is not a listed bond. It's an unlisted bond for now, but we are talking with the issuers to come to the market and really do a listed bond and really see if they can introduce it to the market, because they've basically gone through the process of using our listing regulations to bring this one to market. So it's very easy for them to do it or list this particular bond in the market, and that's going to happen. I think it gives confidence to the fixed income market segment. So for a long time, our corporate market segment has currently gone through a difficult time, given the past experience. But this now refreshes the interest again. So we'd like to see the corporate bond market liven up because of the green bond that has now been issued. And we expect to see more and more bonds coming to the market through a green bond framework.
Indeed, thank you very much, Jeff. And some as you have had it right there, there's a lot of optimism for more issuance of the green bond just being issued right here in Kenya. But for now, back to you.
So that is what is happening, and thank you so much, Jimmy Mbogo, for that update. That event has been ongoing for the better part of this morning. The first ever corporate green bond that is expected to generate around 5 billion Kenya shillings, and definitely a story that will find its way to our subsequent bulletins right here on the show. Remember, we also did indicate that our cameras are steadfast at the Milimani Law Courts. We've got two matters from that end, and we are monitoring them for you. One is the Top Cohen murder case, which continues today. Remember, proceedings were adjourned on Tuesday, and Justice Stella Mutuku indicated that there will be a determination that will be coming forth from that end today. We also have the Huduma number case that is expected to go on today. Yesterday, we saw Principal Secretary Karanja Kipisho testify on behalf of government, and today it will be the turn of his ICT counterpart, that is Jerome Ochieng. Now, embattled betting firm SportPesa has sent home all its 400 employees in the aftermath of its lost battle with the government of a renewal of its license. SportPesa Chief Executive Officer Ronald Karauri disclosed the decision to staff members in a meeting called earlier on Wednesday. Now, the decision to fire the employees comes days after the firm announced the determination of its operations in Kenya in a move that marked an end to the long-drawn taxation battle with the government. The betting firm, which operates in Kenya as the Pavons East Africa Limited, ran into trouble with the law alongside 27 others at the end of July as the Ministry of Interior moved to purge the gambling firms of outstanding tax arrears. Now, Gashum Otachi is the new chairperson of the National Lands Commission, replacing Mohammed Suzuri, who left office unceremoniously with corruption cases stemming from compensation of landowners along the standard gauge railway from Mombasa to Nairobi. Otachi was appointed on Wednesday in a Gazette notice by President Uhuru Kenyatta, who also named 8 others as members, including MP Esther Murugi, former Minister Kazungu Kambi, Professor James Twitoek, Gertrude Ndukungoko, Reginald Okumu, Habi Hussein Al-Haji, Alista Muremi Motugi, and former Isiolo women representative Tia Galgalo. The appointment came a day after the National Assembly approved all the 9 nominees. Now, from that, that is our local update. Let's cross over to Uasin Gishu County. And here is our reporter, that is Timothy Simwa. He's been following up on the county governor, Uasin Gishu, that is Jackson Mandago. And this is what he had to say.
Securing the country, creating livelihoods for the various homes and families in this country, particularly for counties like ours, whose economy is 100%, I would say almost 95% dependent on agriculture. So we really want to thank the support of the Swedish government in the programs we have in agriculture. And also as a county, I would want to say that we have really benefited immensely in terms of solid waste management. The county government of Uasin Gishu has a partnership with No Shopping Municipality, and we have had a lot of interactions and training. And for the first time, I'm beginning to see my citizens in the county trading on waste. You cannot go to somebody's home these days and just collect plastic bottles or old newspapers. You have to pay for it, my friend. In the past, they used to pay you to dispose, but now you have to pay to get that. And I think we are heading in the right direction, which is a good indicator that we are beginning to realize that there are products that we can recycle, there are others we can reuse, and there are others, of course, that we can use it to generate energy or other products that would mitigate on the effects that we have had in the environment. The consciousness that has been created on the citizens of this county in terms of environmental management has been enhanced through the trainings that we have had. We are now empowering elders with a view of transferring the function of waste management within the city. There is a shade. As usual, you want me to be on the sun. So I'm saying elders as our company, we are also in the process of engaging with the board with a view of transferring the function of waste collection. And with the advent of the municipality, and you know we already inaugurated our municipal board, those are some of the functions that we would want to transfer to the municipality. And going forward, of course, Elders will be a company owned by the municipality. And we expect that in the close near future, we shall be turning our waste to energy through the support of the Swedish government and No Shopping Municipality. I'm also happy to let you know that we also have another partnership with Moisbridge and Alfiga Municipality in Sweden, which is also another program help us to supply clean water to Moisbridge. I know that's not part of what the ambassador has come to check, but it's good to know that we have that support from your country and from your municipality. And other than that, of course, we appreciate the role Swedish government has played in supporting Moi University School of Medicine. And you know, Moi Teaching and Referral Hospital is the only other national referral facility in the western part of Kenya, which is hosted here in my county. So we are a direct beneficiary of the program under the School of Health Sciences supported by your government, through the staff that are being trained there and the doctors who also do their practicals within the county. We are also a beneficiary. So we really appreciate, and I want to urge the people of this county. Environmental management and making sure that the environment is sustainable is not responsibility of government, it's not responsibility of donors, it is the responsibility of each and every individual citizen of this country. The other day you saw what happened in Nairobi. We had a storm of sand. You know, those are indicators. You know, when we tell people there's climate change, people are asking, well, what is this climate change? The storm you saw in Nairobi of sand and dust, those are the effects of climate change. If we shall not conserve our environment, plant trees, conserve our forests, conserve our wetlands, dispose waste correctly, reuse, recycle, then as a nation, our future is bleak. And we want to advise citizens that it is not the responsibility of government. We must take it as our personal responsibility. We as county government of Uasin Gishu are taking these matters of environment very seriously. And that's why you see us getting involved in the issues of tree planting, conservation of our wetlands, and the question of solid waste management, because we also want to make sure that our waters are not polluted, the environment is not polluted. In terms of agriculture and empowerment, part of the programs that we are already seeing results is on passion fruit farming. And I can tell you that my farmers who are engaged in passion fruit farming are a very happy lot. The average income per acre, per week during harvesting is 150,000. For an investment that they have invested not more than 100,000, they will earn 150,000 at least for about 3 weeks. Then that means in an acre, my farmers are generating close to 450,000. If you compare that to other products that we have been doing traditionally, it tells you that this is the crop that will bring income to the farmers. Now the shade is fast moving. So, and we are happy that these are part of the value chains ASDSP supporting through the Swedish government. Also, chicken. And you know, this animal called chicken looks like as a story and as a good history. And it looks like anybody who starts with chicken will end up somewhere top. Yeah? You know, our deputy president was a chicken seller. Now you can see where he is. And he has not left the business, by the way. He is, I think, Your Excellency, our deputy president produces close to 20,000 eggs a day in his farm. We started a program called Inua Mama na Kuku. You remember we ran that program for the first term of office. Of course, because of little resources and pressure, we are a little bit stopped. But I'm happy the members of County Assembly, led by Honorable Songokia, who is the Chair of Livestock and Fisheries, have reintroduced the program. But we are happy that now we are going to restart the program, but using improved kienyeji chicken. Of course, they are very resistant to disease, not difficult to keep, and this will improve the livelihoods in the homes. Na nimeambiwa kwa wale wa mama wamehusika na hiyo program, siku hizi wazee wanakunywa chai nyumbani, kwa sababu siku hizi si chai free, iko kama yai fry. So it is also helping to build cohesion in the family. Unaona sasa watu wakikutana hapo kwa breakfast, they can discuss a few things and roll their economy. Sio ile kama zamani ulikuwa unasikia mtu anasema we, unaletewa strong tea chai mrefu hapo, unaona mzee anaweka mbili tatu anaweka chini, lakini siku hizi kwa sababu iko kama yai fry, watu wanakunywa chai kwa nyumba. So we are happy with the program. It is causing a positive impact, particularly in the rural economy. But the good thing is this is a project that is going to enhance income to the families. And you know, income to the families means they are able to feed themselves, they are able to take their children to school, they are able to take care of themselves medically. Under the Inua program, Inua Mama na Kuku, we are also tying that program to health. Because we are saying, if a mother can produce 20 eggs every day, that is 200 shillings, they can afford to pay for the family NHIF card without effort. And so, we shall have improved their economy, we shall have improved their health status by making sure they have an NHIF card through that, and they will also improve the nutritional status of the family, because now, homes, at least they can afford kukula mayai. Hata kama ni mara, of course hii ni commercial, hawezi kula kila siku, lakini hata kama utakula mayai mara mbili kwa mwezi. It is not like before when mayai ulikuwa unasikia tu kwa unasikia mayai iko kwa hoteli. So we are happy with that, and I think I don't want to say more.
Now that is Jackson Mandago, the county governor, Uasin Gishu County, who's been having a consultative meeting with Swedish ambassador to Kenya, and a lot has been discussed by the two, key among them solid waste management in the county, and we shall be interacting with that story in the course of this show. Now we need to take you to Nyeri County. What's happening there? It's an inquiry into the death of former Nyeri County Governor, that is Wahome Gakuru, and currently testifying is Chief Government Pathologist, that is Johansson Odwor. There he is. So let's cross over and listen in.
Deliberate lookout for another function other than what you would normally expect in such a situation?
That's the essence of external examination. We do a full external examination. And when I talk about external examination, I mean looking at the body from head to toe and documenting each and everything you've seen. Turning the body and looking back also, documenting each and everything you've seen. So it's a routine autopsy process.
You have also indicated that if there was any blood injury to that body, there must have been high velocity. So is it by the nature of what you observed?
Yes.
Is it your opinion that the vehicle was at high speed or high velocity to impact in the manner that it did?
It must have been at high speed. Yes.
We also know that from the horrendous injuries you have described,
yes.
And knowing that there are people trying to do their best to rescue the governor,
yes.
Could some of those injuries have been post-accident? Could they have been exacerbated by the pulling and shoving and all that we know happened in a bit to move from where you were stuck?
Okay, many times in accident, the post-accident injuries are usually in the spine, like injury to the spine. I didn't see, especially the neck, I didn't see any neck spinal injuries. Yes.
The pictorial, let me call it pictorial evidence we have of the scene and how the doctor was trapped in that wreckage,
yes,
would suggest that the guardrail that cut him pinned him. So there was a part of his body, from a layman's angle,
yes,
that could have been pierced through and held.
yes.
From your expert observation,
yes,
is that a fair imagination of what could have been happening to him?
What I'll say from the injuries, unless now the guardrail trapped him probably to some part of the car, but not pinning him, not piercing through him and pinning him. Because when I look at the injury, they were at the lower part of the back, going through to the from arteria posteriorly, but there's no like piercing and some part hanging around the guardrail. Yeah.
And this question has been asked by the prosecution, but I'll ask it again. Was there a way to salvage the leg of Dr. Gakuru?
I just answered that. If this person was taken from that scene immediately, or almost immediately, the chances are very high he'll have survived.
That's what it is.
And that is the Chief Government Pathologist, that is Johansen Odwor, before Chief Magistrate Nyeri Law Court, that is Wendy Kagendo. It's all about an inquiry into the death of former Nyeri County Governor Wahome Gakuru. It has been going on for quite some time. And just last week, we had Wachira Ken, that is the former Athi Water Services Board chairman, who was supposed to testify, and indeed he did, where he said that the governor remained stuck for around 40 minutes as he groaned in pain as rescuers were trying to save him from the wreckage of his Mercedes-Benz. The inquiry continues today, and we shall lay focus on the events as they are at the Nyeri Law Courts, and we shall relay them, or we shall run them by you in the course of the show. Right now, we need to take a break. We return with much more in just a moment.